I mean, do you think it would be fair for the Missouri workers to be paid what the Seattle workers are paid?
Senator, there are a number of factors that come into play with how employees are paid and the general.
My time has expired, Mr. Mayor. I'll have more questions for you. I have to tell you, with 3,000 plus members of residents of my state on strike, unable to work, unable to get health care, while your CEO is getting paid $30-some million, that fairness may be elusive, but that doesn't look like fairness.
Welcome back to Hot News Today, where I break down the moments shaking Washington and hitting home for working Americans. Today, Senator Josh Hawley just held Boeing's top labor execs' feet to the fire, all for over 3,200 striking machinists in St. Louis, Missouri. This wasn't just another Senate hearing. Hawley brought the heat, exposing how out of touch corporate leadership can get with the people who actually build America.
Mr. Mayor, let me start with you. I represent the state of Missouri here in the Senate. In Missouri, in the city of St. Louis, there are 3,200 machinists, a little bit more, who are currently on strike. The overwhelming majority of these folks are Missouri residents. They're striking against your company. You're the chief labor counsel. What do you think the fair outcome to this dispute ought to be?
Thank you, Senator, and good morning. Let me start by saying I'm not here as a representative of Boeing.
But you're employed by Boeing.
Yes, sir.
How many years have you been employed by Boeing?
I've been with the company about 3 years.
So my question is what do you think is a fair resolution to this dispute? And we've got 3,000 plus Missourians who are currently effectively out of a job. They haven't had a significant wage increase in years. They need to be able to afford to pay rent, to put food on the table for their families, get their health care. I mean, is your company going to do right by these workers? You can understand why I've got a significant interest in this. This matters a lot for my state. It matters a lot for these workers and their families. There's a lot of people.
Certainly, Senator, I agree. It matters a lot. It matters to our hardworking employees, the members of the IAM. I know the concept of fairness is an elusive one. What I will tell you is that the union and the company reached an agreement at the end of July. As I said earlier, I'm not involved in that negotiation.
Here's the story. In St. Louis, thousands of Boeing machinists, loyal, long-serving workers, have walked off the job. They want fair pay, better health care, and a contract that finally rewards years of hard labor. For months, negotiations have stalled, with over 3,200 families left in limbo. Then, Boeing's top labor executive, Mr. Mayor, steps into the Senate, and Hawley lets him know this is personal. Hawley comes out swinging. First, he asks a simple question. What does a fair outcome look like? Mr. Mayor dodges, claiming he's not really here as Boeing's rep, even though he's been with the company 3 years. But Hawley presses on, reminding everyone that fairness isn't abstract when real families are struggling to pay rent. Then, Hawley drops the bomb. Boeing's CEO made $32.8 million last year, up 45%, while those same Missouri workers haven't seen real raises in years. Is that fair? Hawley demands.
Well, I mean, is the concept of fairness you say is elusive? Let me ask you this. In 2024, David Calhoun, that wasn't a question, I'm just quoting you. In 2024, David Calhoun, who's your executive at the time, got $32.8 million in compensation in a year. $32.8 million. That was a 45% increase over the previous year. At that point in time, your planes were literally falling out of the sky in pieces, and you weren't paying your workers. Is that fair?
Senator, I'm not in a position to comment on executive compensation.
Well, you're the chief labor counsel.
I am.
Were you involved in the settling the machinist strike in Seattle, I think it was?
Yes, Senator, I was involved in that negotiation.
Okay. Do you remember what the contract was you finally gave the Seattle machinists?
I remember parts of it. I can't.
Wage increase, 38% general wage increase over 4 years, plus the option of a $12,000 one-time ratification bonus or a $7,000 ratification bonus and a $5,000 401k contribution. Does that sound roughly correct?
That sounds roughly correct.
Okay. Why wouldn't you just do that for the folks in St. Louis?
Senator, every negotiation is different.
Plainly so, because what you're offering to my constituents is a fraction of that. And I guess I just don't understand why. I mean, is it that what's different about the folks in Missouri?
It's not a question of difference about the folks in Missouri. It's a question about.
You just said a minute ago, fairness is elusive. I mean, it does seem to be elusive for the Missouri strikers.
Senator, fairness is a matter of what the parties ultimately agree to. Again, as I stated earlier, the union and the company came to reach an agreement. The union felt that the agreement that we reached at the end of July.
The exec dodges again, but Hawley isn't done. In Seattle, Boeing machinists got a 38% wage boost, plus big bonuses. So why not St. Louis? Every negotiation's different, is all the exec says. Hawley fires back. St. Louis machinists are being offered 16% less in pay increases, $8,000 less in bonuses. Why? Are Missourians worth less? No real answer, just corporate spin.
And
Which the workers didn't ratify, right?
this is all public.
So
I'm
here's
not at negotiations.
here's what you've offered currently. You've offered Missouri workers a wage increase that's 16% below what you offered the Seattle workers. You're offering them bonuses that are thousands of dollars below, $8,000 or $10,000 less, with far fewer other benefits. I guess I just don't understand. I mean, what's different about these Missouri workers? I mean, there's only 3,000 of them, although that's a lot of people. It was 33,000 in Seattle. I mean, how is this going to end? Are we going to get to a fair resolution here where these workers get paid on terms equal with other workers at your company across the country? Or are these folks going to be permanently replaced by non-union workers?
Senator, there was an offer on the table. The employees voted it down, as you stated.
Right. That was months ago. I'm asking about now. What's going to happen going forward?
The employees are engaging in protected activity of striking, and ultimately, the parties will negotiate a deal. I don't know how it's going to end. I'm not.
I mean, do you think it would be fair for the Missouri workers to be paid what the Seattle workers are paid?
Senator, there are a number of factors that come into play with how employees are paid and the general.
My time has expired, Mr. Mayor. I'll have more questions for you. I have to tell you, with 3,000 plus members of residents in my state on strike, unable to work, unable to get health care, while your CEO is getting paid $30-some million, that fairness may be elusive, but that doesn't look like fairness to me. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
As the hearing wraps, Hawley closes with a mic drop moment. Fairness may be elusive to you, but that doesn't look like fairness to me. The room goes silent. This is bigger than Boeing. It's about the gap between corporate wealth and the real people powering our economy. Will Boeing finally do right by St. Louis workers? Time will tell. If you support these workers, hit subscribe, share this video, and stay tuned to Hot News Today, where I keep bringing you the stories that matter. Thanks for watching.